8 months ago, as COVID slammed the markets, investment managers scrambled to try and find stocks that would work in the new pandemic era. Since then, Ariel has put money into Vail Resorts, Viacom, and Mattel. Joining us right now is Ariel Investments Chairman and co-CEO John Rogers. And John, it's good to see you. I know this has been a pretty trying time for lots of people, and a trying time for the markets, too. You made some bets on things like Mattel and Vail that have really paid off in a big way. Did you anticipate what was going to happen? Was this more a stroke of luck? What happened? Because those stocks are each up by better than 40%.
Well, thank you, Becky. One of the things is, I often talk about our mutual friend Warren Buffett and his perspective that you always think long term, and our capitalist democracy here in America is the best thing ever invented. And we resolve our problems. We get through them. And if you think with the perspective of looking forward, it allows you, I think, to make better decisions. So these companies were getting crushed during the height of the pandemic. People didn't believe in them. And it was an opportunity to buy some extraordinary brands at bargain prices. Wonderful time.
John, it never occurred to me, I don't know if I'd never paid attention or if this is a new logo, but as you were saying that, I was checking out the logo behind you. It's a turtle with a cup. Is that an example of slow and steady wins the race?
Exactly. Thanks for mentioning that, Becky. We started that now it's about 38 years ago when we decided to have the tortoise as our logo. So we're really proud of it, and it's worked very well. It reminds us to think long term and be patient.
With that sort of patience and long-term strategy, it still is kind of shocking when you see some of the huge moves some of these stocks have made recently. Mattel, maybe you could look at that and say, okay, if people are going to be at home for a while, they're going to be buying a lot more toys for their kids. What made you think that Vail was the place to put things? Again, did this have anything to do with the pandemic, or were you just looking kind of around and through the pandemic?
Well, the stock had gotten crushed. And we were talking to our friend Ron Barron about some of the best bargains in his portfolio. And I'd followed Vail for a long time, but it was always just too expensive. So you had to be patient and wait for it to come in at a bargain price. Because people were no longer skiing and that they sort of missed the spring season because of COVID, people were very afraid that maybe people wouldn't come back to Vail and all their great mountains that they controlled throughout the world. So we thought this was a chance to buy a world-class brand at a bargain price and put a name in the portfolio that we can own for the long, long run, and getting in again at that bargain price that happened during the spring. And if you think about it, Vail is really perfectly situated, because if you have skis on, you're 6 feet away from your counterparts and fellow skiers. You're going to be wearing a mask most of the time. So we think they'll be able to come back faster than most leisure companies.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.